Hey guys, Jamie here, New England Haunter. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I built my animated Crypt Dweller. And I thought I would take this opportunity to give it a full makeover. If you caught my last haunt update video from this past Halloween season, you know I did have a lot of issues with this particular prop. So it's in need of repair. We're going to make it look super spooky. So kick back, relax. This is my DIY Halloween animated Crypt Dweller. Let's do this.
Step right up, come on in. Join the show, it's about to begin.
If you follow my channel, you've probably seen this prop before. This is my animated Crypt Dweller, built years ago as a last-minute project using whatever scraps I had in the shop. It's definitely had its day, and it's long overdue for an upgrade. Now, this isn't a difficult build, but highly effective with the movement and creepiness you get out of this. If you caught my last video, you saw me use spiderwebs and latex-based caulk to give this prop a fresh corpsed finish. That process required tearing the entire thing apart, and we'll essentially be rebuilding it from scratch. I will link that video in the description below. Now, at the time, I decided to make the arms out of 1/2-inch PVC from my local hardware store. I used 90-degree elbow connectors for both the shoulder and elbow joints, screwed them together, and applied my spiderweb corpsing method. And here's the finished rib cage you saw in that last video. We're going to be inserting a new piece of 1/2-inch PVC tubing in here, along with a 3/4 inch to 1/2-inch T-connector for the neck joint. I'll be attaching the PVC arm connectors to this piece as well. You'll see that in just a moment. I decided to go with a 15-inch piece of PVC for this. This measurement will vary depending on your build. Now that it's assembled, we need to insert a small set screw on either side of that T-connector. We want the T-connector to move freely up and down, but stay as close to the center as possible without moving side to side. Next, we'll assemble the PVC arms and use a small screw to attach them both to the shoulders. Here's the head we'll be using that I corpsed recently for this build. I used the same technique that I did in my undead head tutorial video. I will link that as well as my other corpsing tutorials in the description. I'll be using 1/2-inch PVC to connect the head. I found that using a 45-degree elbow gives it a very natural, creepy look for the head movement. You'll see this in just a moment. I almost forgot to mention, I'm using one of my 1/2-inch 3D printed mounts on the bottom of the skull that I recently found online. These things work great for this type of application. I'll link the print file in the description as well. After trying various measurements, I found that 1¼ inch PVC pieces were perfect to go from the T into the 45-degree connector, then the other from the 45 into the skull mount. Your measurements will vary depending on how you decide to mount your skull. My apologies, I built the new wooden base off camera. It measures 32 inches in length with a 19-inch T at the top, fastened using small mending plates. The wiper motor is positioned about 8 inches up from the bottom and secured with 2-inch pipe brackets. And here we are back in the study to make final connections and do some testing. And for my build, that wiper motor arm attaches to a coupler nut that I happen to have from another project. For your build, you can use a long bolt with locking nuts and washers to get the same effect. You just need to have enough height to stay clear of the motor. And that bolt fastens to a PVC piece that fits into the bottom of the spine. Eyelets on the spine and head will guide fishing line linked to the movement of the motor, which generates head movement. With both eyelets installed, I'm using ZEBCO OmniFlex fishing line to connect the head to a set screw on the base. The exact length will depend on your build, so expect to adjust and fine-tune the line until the motion is correct. And here's the assembly fully connected. You may have noticed I repositioned that anchor screw to achieve the correct motion for my build. You may need to make similar adjustments depending on your setup. And very important, you will need a speed controller for this setup. Installing it inline allows you to reduce motor speed for a smoother, creepier effect. All materials will be listed in the description. I will be adding hands and corpsing around the neck area to finish the look later on. And here's a nighttime shot with the lighting in place. Looks awesome. As you can see, I did end up adding the hands, and the arms are attached to the base using cable ties. This allows for a slight amount of movement while still keeping them securely positioned. Now, I did not want to make this video. Reason being is because there's dozens of tutorials out there on this particular prop. If you guys follow my channel, I do try to put out content that's unique to my channel, things that I come up with on my own. But it wasn't until I did my repair video for this prop last Halloween season that, man, I got comments, emails, messages galore, everyone asking if I could do this type of video. So this is for you guys. And huge shout out to Lynn Gordon, 5901. She's the only one that guessed correctly in my last video. It was a Spiderweb corpsing video that I did. It was the rib cage for this particular prop. I mentioned in the video, hey, if anybody recognizes what this is from, let me know. She knocked it out of the park. So I appreciate that, Lynn. Thanks. If you guys have never built any type of an animatronic before with a 12-volt wiper motor, this is like the perfect entry-level prop for that. You get a big bang for your buck. There's a lot of movement on this one. As you guys can see, you got the swaying back and forth, the rib cage, and then you got the head movement up and down. I know a lot of guys will even put like a weight in that jaw, so the jaw, as it comes up and down, the jaw will open up and close. Really awesome. And a lot of times you'll get some shoulder movement and hand movement in these as well. It's such a creepy effect at nighttime. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. That's it for today's video. I do want to say I'm recording this video at the end of July. That doesn't give you guys a lot of time. I hope you guys are working hard on your props. If you guys haven't done so already, consider liking and subscribing. I say this all the time. We have an awesome community here. We bounce a lot of ideas off of each other. We learn a lot from one another. We have a lot of really cool things planned between now and Halloween. So if you run into any issues on my builds or even somebody else's build, hit me up, newenglandhaunter@gmail.com. Stay safe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.